How can you not be romantic about baseball? Pitchers and catchers report today, and Justin Verlander is going to be a Detroit Tiger again.
Spring has sprung. Baseball starts.
And, like, there's a huge part of this that is nostalgia, right? Like, Verlander grew up here, and a lot of us grew up with him. Like, I was reading stories yesterday of people who said, my dad took me to see JV, and now I'm a dad. Right now I've got kids and a family. John, I would have been like 12, 13 years old when Justin Verlander was making his way in.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm married, I got a mortgage. Like, it's like we've grown up with JV in Detroit, and now it's a full circle storybook moment. But as much of it is nostalgia, he's not here just to sell bobbleheads. He's here to chase that World Series he should have won the first time.
Exactly. And I think he probably was looking around Major League Baseball for the teams that wanted to give him an opportunity, which it's probably not every team, especially for what the Tigers are paying him. But of the ones that were, which one provides me an opportunity to get that ultimate goal of winning a World Series? And why not in Detroit? Because they've gone out and they've done the Valdez deal, and Skubal's here for another year. It is a lineup that's not going to knock anyone's socks off, but they showed last year that they can at times be productive. We want to see more consistency, but I think this was good for both sides because, JV does have that opportunity to win a World Series here now.
The way he pitched at the end of last year, you could tell he wants to get in the postseason. The Tigers are a team that are heavy favorites in the AL Central. He's got this desire to pitch at Comerica Park, John, but also pitch at Comerica Park in the postseason. Like, I can already imagine what it's going to be like when he makes his first start here in Detroit. I don't want to discount the nostalgia part of this. I think even he knows that. He posted last night like a minute-long video clip of a bunch of Tiger highlights with Eminem, Till I Collapse in the background. Like, this means a lot to him on an emotional level, just as much as it does to the fans. But this is more that, like, if they hadn't signed Valdez, this might feel like a cash grab. Like, let's pacify our fans. Just give them a nostalgia bomb.
Something to buy tickets for.
Right. But the fact that they have Valdez, they have a top 10 payroll, they are the favorites in this division. Yeah. And then you look at Verlander, and it's not, well, he's done. The last 13 starts last year, he had a 2.6 ERA. And John, 100 pitches, 120 in one outing. There's still some gas left in the tank. And if you want to say, well, okay, half a season here, half a season there, can he give him a whole season? If you use the whole season, he pitched just as well as Casey Mize did. They threw damn near the same number of innings, strikeouts, ERA, and we're not asking Verlander to be vintage JV.
No.
Can you be the number 4, the number 5? Can you keep the ERA under 4? Can you eat some innings? Absolutely. John, you need arms. We know it's no longer, hey, you just roll out 5 arms for 162. You got to have arms, and he gives them one.
And you made this comparison for the entirety of last year. His numbers are comparable to Casey Mize.
Yep.
Down the stretch, the last 15 games, and I know everybody's using 11 or they're using 13, but the last 15 games, 15 starts, he was 4-5 wins and losses, which are a little bit.
Yeah, whatever.
That's not how we're going to measure it. Yeah. A 2.99 ERA.
Good.
His last 7 games, last 7 starts, they were 3-1 with a 1.96 ERA.
Yeah, he was peaking.
He was good down the stretch. And what did the Tigers need last year? Somebody good down the stretch.
Well, yeah, let's just call it what it is. Like, we're putting a premium now, not on how you play early in the season. We're putting a premium on how you're playing late in the season. I mean, that is what this comes down to. Now, look, Father Time's undefeated. Maybe it lands the knockout blow, and JV isn't what we want him to be. But it's so low risk. 4th or 5th starter. And the reward is, he pitches the way he did at the end of last year. He pitches that way in a postseason push. He gives them a longer rotation now. We're not talking about 2 or 3 guys. Now you got a rotation you feel like you can go into a 7-game series with and hold your own. Yeah, I think if we're asking the question, is it nostalgia? Is it production? It's both. And I think the expectation for Verlander are, can you be the team's number 4, number 5 starter? Because you got Skubal at the top with Valdez as the 1-2 punch. Flaherty will probably be your number 3. And then Mize and JV had the same numbers last year, so flip-flop, 4 or 5, depending on who's playing better.
Right. And it's a pitching chaos. We asked this question, after the Valdez signing, is pitching chaos dead? And we said, well, maybe, once a month or, this pitching chaos is dead.
Yeah,
we don't have to worry about that anymore.
We didn't even mention Troy Melton, who I think they were very excited about making a starter. He doesn't fit in the top 5, but again, you're going to need more than 5 starters. So throw Melton in the mix. Drew Anderson, the guy nobody talks about, I think there's an expectation he'll start some games, or at the very least contribute.
Right, but there's no pressure that he has to start in April or May or even June.
Well, and that's also not as much pressure on a 43-year-old Verlander because you have more than 5 arms. How about Job in the second half of the season, or, hopefully by August, September? You suddenly start to paint this picture of, we've got not 1 or 2 arms. Like last year, we asked AJ Hinch in September, who's going to be your number 2 starter in the playoffs? And he's like, well, I don't have to decide right now. But the answer was, I don't know, essentially. Well, now we know you got a 1 and a 2. We feel pretty good about your 3, your 4, your 5, your 6, your 7. Some pitching depth for this team when someone inevitably does get injured. There's a blister on a finger. Somebody has to miss a month. Somebody's not playing well, and you can shift what you're doing with your rotation. Last year, the Tigers had 8 pitchers start at least 7 games. You need this now. This isn't, hey, I got 5 guys to throw 30 starts apiece. That's not baseball anymore. So I think Verlander helps in that way. This is not just a feel-good story.
No, it's going to be some of those moments throughout the course of the year where and I don't know if this is his last year, but in Miguel Cabrera's last season, I made sure to take the kids down, take the family down, to be able to experience it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be the same thing with JV this year. Is this the last year that he ever pitches for the Tigers? More than likely. Is this the last year he ever pitches? We don't know. Yeah. But you want to get a chance to see a Tiger legend that is still going to be very productive pitch for the Tigers.
And motivated. Like, this means a lot to him and to the fans.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
Yep. 248-539-9797. Let's get to the phones. Scott in New Baltimore. You got a good question. You're on 97.1.
Hey, a week ago, I couldn't stop thinking about, okay, you got 30 million plus guys pitching with Skubal and Valdez now on the roster. Who's going to pitch opening day? I don't know anything about their egos, or especially Valdez or anything. If anyone's going to be butthurt if they get if they don't get the opening day starter. Now JV's in the mix for opening day. Is it a respect for the senior guy and the staff? Is it a nostalgia thing? Who do you pick for opening day?
It's about the win, and it's Tarek Skubal.
Okay.
So I think there's 2 questions here. Opening day, the first game of the season is on the road. The Tigers will start the season in San Diego in late March, and Skubal will absolutely have the baseball. The first home game for the Tigers is their 7th game of the season with 2 off days in there.
Right.
I don't know who's going to have. We can explore it a little bit here coming up.
They can manipulate it a little bit.
Of course. If they still want it to be Skubal, it could be Skubal, and Verlander could pitch that weekend. It's 97.1.